I honestly don't know how I have done this without glasses as long as I have, but since I got glasses, I can see things more clear on my computer screen that is in front of me. So it's a huge win. Huge win. But welcome back to a new episode of the AJ Show, and today it is our end of the year episode. This is where we just deep dive into the year and talk about the state of the channel, future plans for 2026, and much more. So, as per usual, sit back, relax, get yourself a beverage, and do not spill it like I just did. I'm good now. hang on. Okay. And let's go over our 2025 and let's talk about the future, 2026. Let me ask you this question to start off with. Did you like 2025? I did for the most part. I think it's going to be a common theme for every year because you know what? I always find the positives and the good out of the year despite, some downs because there's always going to be ups. There's always going to be downs about every year. You can either focus on the negatives and be a negative person all your life and just think, man, this is the worst year I've ever lived through. I mean, we can all say that about 2020 probably, but there's some good perks about 2020. I can't remember any of them. Blocked it out. But anywho, there's a lot of good that has came about in 2025 for me personally. And I'll go over some of the things, here and there. I'm not going to go into full detail on everything in my personal corner aspect of the world, but I'm going to go over some highlights and such. But we're going to start with the state of the channel, of course, and as always, we want to take a look at the stats and stuff. And as of, hang on, I got to change the date in my notes here because I originally written this out for the 14th. I was going to post this on the 14th, but I decided to wait till after the holidays because things got busy. So here we are as of today, all right? And I've updated the numbers on here. We have gained 48 new subscribers and broke over the 100 subs barrier with a total of 108 subscribers on the channel, meaning we had an increase of 129% from last year. First of all, I just want to welcome everybody aboard that has subscribed this past year in 2025. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I hope you guys are liking what I post. I know not every video is a winner. All right. Some things may be a miss for you, but that's okay. Maybe the next video will be a win for you. Maybe it'll be something that you enjoy. It's a variety with the AJ Show. It is AJ Tech, depending on the subject matters of AJ Tech that I talk about. I did a lot of networking talk this past year, which is surprising, honestly, for me personally. But it's been a good run this year. It's been awesome, and I hope you continue to continue to just comment. I've tried my best to comment back this year a little bit more, or at least give you an emoji notification of a thumbs up or something. So if I've responded to you this year, you're welcome. 'Cause, hang on. I found a piece of ice on my desk still. What the frick is going on today? Oh my goodness. I had a cup of 7-Up, and it was the last of it, and I tragically spilled it all over the place. What can you do? What can you do? But anywho's, once again, thank you guys so much for subscribing this year. I know I do a lot of Legos lately, which is kind of been the bread and butter of my channel a little bit, along with the technology side. You may notice some new things on the bookcase back there. We'll get to those in future episodes in January. So I got a lineup of shows I'm going to pump out for January. Of course, once a week is kind of my plan is to upload once a week, probably on a Friday or a weekend or something like that, or whatever. I mean, I'm going to advancedly schedule it, of course. I'm going to try to get them recorded this week, all of them. So I'm going to be hard at work. All right, so there you go. Anyways, watch time in hours is 439.3 hours, 82% more than last year. Viewership is at 18.7K. Thank you. All right, 143% more of 2024. A lot of videos I was surprised by this year, and we'll get into some of those on Man here in just a moment. All right, it's coming up. So again, overall, huge increases, no downs. I'm doing something right, all right? Obviously, I'm hitting the right things. I'm getting the right audience for this channel. And I've been at this since 2017, I think. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But anyways, top 5 videos for 2025 for views, all right? So number 1, of course, for the view. This is actually last year's video. It's still increasing. But anyways, AJ's show, episode 156, Pure Plank. This was published last year, actually, but man, it is still tracking high in the numbers at 2.8K this year alone. All right, what in the world? I decided to do a revisited Pure Plank this year just to kind of do a follow-up video, and I still stand by Pure Plank. I'm going to go ahead and promote it right now. All right, go pureplank.com. Go check it out. Go visit the product yourself. All right. But anyways, the revisit one is at 2.2K views. All right, that's 2 videos in the Ks. Here comes the third one in the Ks. AJ Tech this time around, ranking number 3 with portable monitor. The portable monitor that I reviewed. A lot of people commented on that one. All right, so it was cool. That's set at 1.5K. So far, 3 videos in the thousands. Here comes the fourth one. All right, that's in the thousands. AJ Tech, Google Chrome. This is another video from 2024 that I posted. It gained 1.1K this year in 2025. I don't know what it is about Google Chrome that you all like. I'm not a fan of Google Chrome. I used to use Google Chrome all the time. But you guys like my video of my overview of Google Chrome. All right, cool, whatever. And then lastly, in last place for 5th, episode 173 of the AJ Show, Tails Cyclone versus Metal Sonic Lego set. That sat at 538 views. Is that everybody's favorite Lego set this year? I don't know. But clearly the bread and butter of my viewership came from Pure Plank. All right, because combined, that is literally 5K. If you do the math, 5K alone this year was Pure Plank. So get on board with Pure Plank, ladies and gentlemen. Go pureplank.com. Go check it out. Go invest in it. Do some plankings. People say it's a cheat. I don't care. The handle stabilizes you to help you engage your core better. All right? It's up to you on what you want to do with your workouts. I stand by Pure Plank. But anyways, as of today, of course, as I'm recording this, it is the 29th of December. All right, I've posted, including this current one right now that we're filming, 46 videos alone for this year. 2024, I've published 51 videos. So it's less, but the viewerships and the subscribers went up with less. Less is more. All right, that's the lesson. I know I haven't been posting much lately because it's the holiday season, and AJ Tech's been kind of on a hiatus for now. We'll be kicking that back up at the first of the year at some point. I'm not sure when or what my first video is going to be for AJ Tech just yet. So I've just kind of been putting that sidebarred that side, whatever. I'm losing words. Putting it to the side right now. Until I begin working on new content for AJ Tech. And we'll get into that here in just a moment. But anyways, I did a little bit more shorts too, so there's some high viewerships for shorts, which has been good, and we'll need to increase shorts a little bit more. I just got to come up with ideas for shorts and such. It's kind of hard to just come up with some stuff here and there. I get a short idea, post it, it's like, man, this thing's awesome. Or I just have a random idea like, hey, I just purchased a Nintendo Switch 2, all right? And it does well, all right? So thank you guys so much for that. Favorites of this year for videos, looking at AJ Tech first and foremost. Basically, there's been a lot of networking related videos that came out with this year. And of course, working with Linux Mint. I built a home server this year, which is nice, out of Linux Mint. Those are my favorite moments when it came to the tech side of things for personal home labbing and publishing videos regarding those. I did a couple shorts regarding, be able to tunnel in using TwinGate, which I got a TwinGate video I'm trying to put together and figure out how to explain it to you all. That's going to be in the works. I'm hoping to get that done in the first quarter of 2026, and that'll be one of my bigger AJ Tech videos probably going forward. But when it comes to my current, again, I work in IT as my main job. That gives me my, supporting of income and such. But man, I tell you what, the stuff that I have done just on this channel, all right, has played a role. It has played a role in helping me land a job this year. And this is going to be sidebarring here a little bit in the personal world. But I landed a network administrator job this year. All right. And this is a huge win. So, I was part of the help desk when I, decided to take a dive and let's go head first into IT. Let's get into this world. Let's do it. All right. Because it's been a career that I've been wanting to jump into for many years and just never could figure out how to break into it. And so, within the last few years, man, it's been life-changing. It honestly, I can sit here and say that it has been a life-changing moment for me because I've been going from job to job to job, not passionate about it, it just making ends meet. And, you have your moments of like, oh, this is good, this is great, I could do this, I'm good at this. But I had no real heart and passion behind it. And until, I started deciding, I'm good at technology. I have many people telling me that I can do this. I have a lot of people telling me that you should go into IT, do something, in computers. For many years, this has been happening. And so I finally said, I have had enough. And I want to better myself. I want to better my income. I want to better the home, and stop making little money and start making money. All right. And back in 2023, I did it. I broke in. I'm 2 years into an IT career. I went from help desk tier 1 to help desk tier 2 to a network administrator, and I sit here with no certifications. Straight up, no certifications at all. I did do training, all right? I went through the CompTIA A+ training with the ACI Learning. I didn't take no tests for it, didn't spend the money to do any testings or anything like that. I went through the Network Plus on CBT Nuggets, and I'm planning to take the test for that one. I got to go back through again and just kind of go back over because it's been since the summer when I completed it. And so I'm like, testing for this is going to be fun if I don't prepare for it. But, I've been doing a lot of on-the-job learning, on-the-job training, and, figuring it out on my own and, researching, using AI on how to troubleshoot things and all that stuff. And it's really helped me advance my skill set. And so, one of my goals, I'm jumping ahead here. One of my goals for next year is to get my Net Plus certification. So that way I can at least have some sort of cert under my belt and get a pay increase. So there's that. But it's good. It's been great for me personally, and that's why I love doing AJ Tech now a lot more in showcasing some stuff that I learned, some stuff that I do, and that's why there's a lot of networking videos this past year. So But we're gonna I'll get back into that here. What we're looking forward to in 2026 for AJ Tech. But going to AJ Show now. Again, looking at some of the videos, we had lots of Legos. Obviously, the favorite one from this year is the Great Deku Tree from the Legend of Zelda Lego theme. In which I'm looking for the new set that's coming out next year. There's a new set coming out next year. They teased it, and it looks like it's going to be the battle with Ganon, from Ocarina of Time, basically how they staged it. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good. It's going to be so awesome. I can't wait till they announce that. I am looking forward to it. It is supposed to be Zelda's 40th anniversary next year. The trash can made some noise. But it's supposed to be the 40th anniversary. I am hoping and hearing the rumors of an Ocarina of Time remake. I would love that, and maybe combine it with Majora's Mask and just dub it as the Hero of Time, as the title of the game. Who knows? I'm getting really way too excited about this. So, anyways, continuing on with the AJ Show, we did actually this year wrapped up Sonic the Hedgehog's Michael Bottom's Children Book series this past year, which is the final installment, which is titled Sonic Extreme. I did that one shortly after my basement renovations. From the foundation repairs. So we dealt with that this year as well. Foundation repairs played a role in some of the episodes. I did a tour of the basement, during the repairs. I did a tour of the basement after the repairs, and all that fun stuff. So that played a role in this year. At the beginning of 2025, we dealt with that. I'll get into some of the highlights of that here in just a moment. This video is going to go a little long. I apologize in advance. But this is my end of year video, so please stick around. Please stick around for everything. Haunted Castle for a Halloween special. We continue the story arc of the curse, and of course we saw the plot twist at the end. It's me. It was actually me the entire time. No, maybe an evil doppelganger. Who knows? But more on that to come next year. I may try to wrap up that series with the curse next year. We'll see what happens. And of course, a couple flop videos. Just want to kind of honorably mention of the flops. I did a Super Mario World review and I only got 6 views. Nobody cares. And then Nintendo Direct Thoughts didn't really do so well either. I don't know. Maybe nobody cares about those things either. That only had 8 views. But anyways, looking forward to 2026 here. Let's go. AJ Tech, we are talking about Twin Gate. I will work on that. Hopefully get that done by, sometime in the first quarter of 2026. That way I can explain that and talk about Twin Gate. Go to twingate.com and go look at it yourself. Basically, it is a VPN-like thing that's, zero trust. You could tunnel into your environment, remotely from anywhere. Using RDP, and all that fun stuff, using Twin Gate as the tunnel. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome to use. So I can go out of state and remote into my Linux server and do stuff, or access my files, which is really a game changer for me. Not that I really need to go access files while I'm away because I do have the OneDrive that I'm connected to. But just the idea that I can do it is just awesome, and I do it because I can. All right, so that's why. I also want to take it back this next year. I want to go back to basics. All right, I want to go back to some basic computer skill set for the everyday user. That's basically the premises of AJ Tech, which is basically to have that. I kind of went hardcore this year with the networking, and it's overview basics of networking concepts, which everybody should know how it works, how to set up a router, how to use a switch, and all that fun stuff, how the topology works, I feel like everybody should know how to use that. If you're planning to set up your own home network, if you have a router at your home, you should know how to network, all right? And perhaps show off more of the Linux OS this year. I'm just going to try to keep things simple this next year. And that's kind of what my goal is going to be for AJ Tech, is just keep it simple, maybe do a few big videos here and there like Twin Gate, and just kind of do stuff like that. AJ Show, obviously there's more Legos. I got several more sets from the holidays this past week, so we got plenty to talk about. Nintendo Switch 2 related stuff, since now I do have a Nintendo Switch 2. Perhaps return to the Legend of Zelda series, since I've steered away from it for a little bit, and except for the Lego set. So we'll probably dive back into that for Zelda month in November. I got to try to get that done prior to November. That way I had it ready to go. And we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which I'm currently playing. So we may end up diving into some of that as well. Perhaps maybe try some new topics and such for the next year. We just want to try to keep the channel evolving and growing. And we'll be hitting 200 episodes this next year. So 200, I got a plan for the 200th episode. It will not be a Sonic the Hedgehog book, I tell you right now. So we're going to move on from that. And we may conclude the Halloween arc with the curse. We'll see what happens for that. For me personally, from this past year in 2025, let me go to my phone notes for this one because, I may go bounce back and forth because I wrote down some achievements. I basically dialed it down as achievements that I've personally done. So, once again, I've grown a lot this year in skill sets. I've grown a lot in faith. I've grown a lot in a lot of experiences this year. That's kind of the header for me for this year. So, like I said, we had some foundation repairs at the beginning of the year, and I took it upon myself to do a little DIY renovations. So, for me, that's a win because I wanted to see if I could do it myself. And because it was cheaper to do that. So I'm very proud that I was able to accomplish to rebuild the wall that I'm sitting in front of. It looks good. It really does. It's lacking the texture, of course, like these walls have. It's just straight up painted. May texture it later. I don't know. Or it's pretty much basically covered up by book casings and stuff. So it really doesn't matter at this point. So I was pretty proud of myself doing sheetrock work and just reinstalling the frame that they removed. I was able to reuse the frame. I had to make some modifications to it. But overall, it's solid. It is solid. It ain't coming out. So there you go. I also laid these carpet squares on the floor. It's not perfect, but it looks good nonetheless. So, and then, we did some repainting. We did some repainting elsewhere in the house. My son's room, we moved his room to a different room this past year. We let him go to town on the paint, so it's all cosmic looking, so it's cool and all that stuff. So, but yeah, so home stuff, I'm excited to say, I know there's a little right there where my finger's at. We got some more painting that we're going to be doing probably this next year, so we're looking forward to patching some of the walls have cracks in it and getting those things fixed and so much more. So we got some plans and projects that I'm looking into for next year for the home. We got a new back door this year because I shattered the window with the lawnmower, chucking a rock at it. So that was fun. We do need to replace the front door because since we had the foundation repair, it's not lining up correctly now. So we got to get that replaced and fixed this next year. So more home repairs has come, but it's just minor stuff at this point, and hopefully nothing major. Knock on that wood, y'all. But there's already some stuff in the works that we're looking at. So as I stated earlier in this video, I got promoted up to network administrator and focusing more on the network side for the company I work for, which we recently merged with Centerstone. So we have officially changed our name to Centerstone now. They are Nashville based. It's basically mental health and so much more. Basically, I do networking for that in the IT department. So that's what I do. And immediately tomorrow, I got to go back to work. I've been off for over a week now. I'm going to go back and I got to travel to a location for internet install already. All right. And we got a new location going up somewhere. So I got to do that. But I'm having a lot of fun. I enjoy my job and it's fun. I love going to work and it's so good. And I'll have to talk about it probably a little bit later on in another video or something. But it's just the perks and the benefits that I have of being in IT and being a network administrator. I've had some late nights recently where we had to go re-IP address a few locations, which was fun. And I didn't think I would enjoy, I gotta go in late, gotta go do work late shift, be up past, 10 p.m. and stuff, doing network maintenance stuff. But honestly, it's a lot of fun. And I've had 2 hotel stays within the past couple months for these jobs, and I'm like, you know what? It's not bad. I enjoy this. This is great, and it doesn't happen all the time to do the late night stuff. It's like every once in a great while, there's a late night job that we got to go do. So, but yeah, so in this world, I've re-IP'd address locations. I've troubleshooted network issues and resolved them. I've managed Newport management. I've ran and cut cable. I've analyzed statistics and data. That's being operated in the network. Seeing what's going on. Why is there high latency? And all this fun stuff. I've traced ports. It's been a great year at work. It's been fun. Home lab. In my home lab, like I said, I've built a Linux server. I've set up firewall rules, in RDP into servers and stuff. I learned how to deploy twin gate services. Again, we'll talk about that once I get that video figured out. That way I can remote into my stuff that is here at home, anywhere in the world, as long as I got internet access using twin gate. So that's fun times right there. I've managed this, I've installed a switch in the home. I've not a Nintendo Switch, but like a network switch. I've installed that in the home. I've ran Ethernet cable to my living room TV. Looking probably to run another one for my Nintendo Switch 2. That way it's got direct internet access, so it's gonna be good. But anyways, a couple other tech related stuff. I've repaired my dryer this year. The timer went out on there, so it was constantly running. So it was heating, but it was constantly running. Wouldn't stop. You had to stop it manually. I've repaired a Nintendo Switch, the original that I bought on release day. I basically popped in a new battery. I've had to install a new microwave because on Thanksgiving Day, believe it or not, while we were heating up, because we had pre-made frozen mashed potatoes, from days ago, that we were heating them up for the dinner, and darn microwave kicked the bucket on Thanksgiving dinner day. Oh man, all we could do was laugh about the situation and just like, well, thank God tomorrow's Black Friday, we're buying a new microwave. So it was great. Vacation this past year, we traveled to Destin, Florida, into that area, saw the beach, saw the ocean, saw dolphins. It was so great. It was a fun time, and man, just pictures does not do the beach justice. I loved the beach in the evenings. It was beautiful. The sunset. Oh, so nice. It was so great. It is a must be in person place. All right. You just got to see it for yourself. If you've never been out to Florida, Destin Beach, I think it was Fort Walden we went to. And it was so great. Let me tell you, it was fantastic. But anyways, those are some of the highlights from this year. So, I guess another highlight I forgot to mention, we finally got our freaking solar panels up and running at the beginning of the year. Yeah, and we had plumbing issues at the beginning of the year because you know why? Because somebody decided to break a piece of the pipe that were, it was the solar panel people that were digging in our backyard. They ended up breaking a piece of that pipe that's in there, the drain pipe, the access to sewer. And it fell in and it blocked the sewer and it backed up. Just a little piece. I want to kick him so bad. Anyways, let's go talk about some 2026 personal goals here. And one, get my Network Plus certification, get that done, and move on to the next thing. Basically, I'm going to look at cloud networking probably because we're a cloud environment. I got to get on that ball. All right. And probably do a little bit of, AI stuff here and there because we're moving towards that. So, yay. Continuing to focus on my health and fitness this next year. I'm planning to kick off the year with prayer and fasting, along with our church family. First of the year. It's going to be fun. So, we're going to be doing that. Continue to grow in our faith, of course, this next year. Continue to grow in my job field of networking, get back to reading books. I need to get back into that or listening to audiobooks, get back into those things. What else? I wrote some other things down here. It's not on this here. I got some home project goals written down. Oh, here we go. Get back into hiking. We haven't hiked much this last year. I think probably once or twice. We need to get back into that, get back outdoors and do that. And then we're planning our vacation to Colorado this next year, so that's something to look forward to. Going back to the mountains, y'all. It's going to be a fun time. Fun time. But those are some things I'm looking forward to for 2026. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to some new adventures. and such. And so, with that being said, I've talked long enough. We're 30 minutes into this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, for liking, for commenting this past year, for following along on this channel, this journey. You guys are awesome. You guys, make this channel what it is. Or actually, I do. I control the content. But you guys consume the content. So there you go. But anyways, without you guys, this channel probably just be dormant and dead. So I appreciate everybody that is a part of this journey with me, and seeing how, the difference is night and day between when I first did this channel in the beginning, didn't know what this channel would become, had no ideas, basically creative had nothing for me. Which I was the creative, or I had nothing. So we had creative struggles in the beginning, but we found an identity. We got the AJ show running, and then we just really morphed into what we are today on this channel. So again, I thank you guys so much for your support, for your viewership. Continue to support, continue to view, share the videos if you like, tell people about this channel if you like to this year. But we're going to continue to do more of the same this next year. So we'll see you guys next year in 2026. Brand new year, brand new season for the channel. Have yourselves a great day and a happy new year, and take care.